Welcome to the first episode of We Haven't Named It Yet. That's not
Yes.
the actual name, but we haven't thought of one yet. So, as the first part of this podcast, we're going to think of a name. My first thought was calling it the Colored Brothers because me and my brother are both, black. We're Jamaican. And I didn't know if that would be copying the Marlon Brothers too much.
For those of you who think we should be calling it the Colored Brothers, say no. And for those of you who think that we shouldn't, say yes. This will not be confusing at all.
I'm already lost. So, okay, we'll give a little bit of introductions. I'll just go like first names. My name's Donnell. I'm the co-host, as well as my brother Darian. We have a guest today. He's a friend of both of ours. His name is Corey. Corey, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello. 29, full-time gamer. I don't know what to say.
He's
Full-time
single
gamer.
and ready to mingle.
Oh God, no. I have a lot of work to do before I'm ready to mingle.
But all right, so as far as naming goes, we'll probably just get to that later. We do have a couple topics. We'll see what we can get through because we only have about half an hour and then we got to end this recording. First topic was favorite games. So I'm being like I'm the one carrying this conversation right now. So I'll let you guys pick who wants to go first. Name a game that you really like. It doesn't even have to be your favorite game, but like say top 5 or something like that. Something you can justify.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm actually, I shouldn't even say obvious because no one's known me yet. All right, so some games that speak a lot about me. Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3, the Dot
Yeah.
Hack GU franchise, Kingdom Hearts, specifically 2. And then at the same time, if I mention a gotcha game, I'm going to sound like a dirty weeb, but I'm still going to say it anyway. FGO. And the fifth one I'm going to say, because I had to put fan service on here somewhere, Senran Kagura. Okay, Corey, you can go now.
I would say mine are Ocarina of Time, Rocket League, Slay the Spire at the moment. Really big into card games at the deck building card games at the moment.
Okay. So for me, I don't even have a list. If I'm being honest, I love a lot of games. But like DBZ is one that hits for me. Played every single DBZ game there is, at least that I could get my hands on, and really hyped for the new Tenkaichi. Let's freaking go!
Oh yeah,
Losing my goddamn mind. I can't wait for that to come out. Even
Wait,
though I
there's a
know the
new one?
rosters. Yeah, man.
That's news to me. What?
The new Tenkaichi. It got announced a while back.
That's beautiful. I gotta send this now.
It got announced a while back. They basically showed like a flash of like the original Tenkaichi 3, or well, Tenkaichi. I don't know what clip they took it from specifically, but they showed a Tenkaichi clip and then had it flash from the old animation to Goku powering up in a new animation, and then they went Tenkaichi is like coming, and it was this whole thing, and people around the world were losing their goddamn minds, me included. I called Darian, my cousin, all of us were on the phone just like fangirling over this because it's crazy. Tenkaichi is like part of my childhood, and that roster, being able to literally play someone's grandma like in the background, it's hilarious.
Wait, was that the game that allowed you to play like the super giant characters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I remember playing like 2. I think that was the last one I remember like vividly.
Yeah, 2 lets you do it as well.
Yeah, it feels
And
so good.
I can't even remember the characters because I don't think I've fully watched the series, but there's just some side characters that were like,
Yo.
I have no idea who this is.
Everyone's there. Yo, they had Aurelie in there from Dr. Slump. Like, let's go. I don't understand. Like, people don't understand the roster of like the old Tenkaichi games were massive.
Yeah,
you were on screen, you were in the game.
Yeah, basically. And
Like,
to be fair, the only one that you can't play as for obvious reason is the announcer from the World Tournament, which is fine because he's still great. He's always talking during stuff.
We can get like Mike from My Hero. That style of fighting with him. President Mike,
Oh,
that's
and
what
the
it is.
mic, yeah.
Honestly,
I
I
don't.
wouldn't be surprised if they brought him in.
If he was an April Fool's gag character, I'd love it. It'd be great.
I'd still buy him. Like,
Yes.
I'd still buy him as a DLC. I'd still buy him 100%. But like, I already know the roster is going to be a mess because there's no way they're fitting that many characters. And like the original, like Tenkaichi had like 60 characters or something, and then
No,
the
it
second,
had. Oh wait, yeah, no. If we're talking the
I think it
first
had
one,
like
definitely.
60, and then the second one had like 70 something, and then the third one had 100 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it
but
was crazy.
now with the age of DLC, are they going to go the route what they did with fighters and just get the occasional one, or we're going to get like the entire roster and that's the game?
So what I'm hoping, because I know from like a programming aspect that making all of those characters, like first of all, like creating the characters, all the designs, and then making them function within the game is already going to be huge. They're not going to be able to do that within such a short time frame. If they did, that would be like groundsbreaking. But I think they're going to say have a smaller roster of around 80 to 100 characters, and then add other characters later as DLC. Whether you have to buy it or it's a seasonal pass thing or whatever, I think that's how they're going to go about it.
That
There's just
baffles me.
way too many characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like the amount of fighters that are in it, and then you're gonna have to go like what they do with like Naruto with like the multiple versions of like say Goku.
Yeah. Oh,
See-
okay. So I'm looking at it now. Tenkaichi 3 has the biggest roster to date at 158 characters, including transformations.
Yup.
Well, if you include transformations.
Yes, but even if you take out transformations, how many characters actually have transformations?
A lot.
Exactly. So, like,
Yeah.
I think in
All the
general,
Saiyans.
the cast is like at least 80. Like, it's like
Um,
80, and then if
it's
you include
actually-
transformations, it's over 156. Or
I'm
sorry,
gonna
58.
say, yeah, no, that sounds about right. But like that was up until that point. Now we have Super. Now
Yup.
the base cast is gonna be like 140 characters, not including transformations. Like that's gonna be nuts. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but as long as they give me a large roster to start, I will be happy if other characters are coming later. At least that's how I see it.
Wait, what? It says the original Tenkaichi, like the first one, had 100 characters and 136 in total if you include forms.
What? I thought it had like 60 or 70.
Same, but it's saying it had up to 136.
Doesn't make
That's-
sense. Because they like the good thing about Tenkaichi 2 was the fact that they added like a decent chunk
Oh, okay.
of
No,
new characters. That doesn't make
sorry.
sense.
I misread it. Okay, so now that I'm looking at it better, Tenkaichi 1 had 64 and 10 stages.
Okay, that was it.
The second game doubled that to 100 and characters and then 136 if you include forms and then 16 stages. Well, Tenkaichi 3 has the most at 98 base characters and then up to 161 in terms of if you add forms on top of that.
Yep.
Here's how they're gonna do the story though, because then the 3 had like the weird map maneuver stuff, right? With the light thing on it.
Actually, no, I think you're thinking of 2.
Okay,
2
see,
has
that's
a
what I'm
world
thinking.
map, and then 3 has a episode selection.
Yep. And those stories were crazy. Like I loved them just because there was content for days. You could play through every storyline of like the original Dragon Ball Z, and whatnot. And the what if sagas, those things were always great. I love them
You-
so much.
Think with the most recent one, Kakarot, do you think they even would have like start? Where would you think they start the story at least? Because there's no way they're going to start from the beginning.
No,
beginning
so they
again.
always start from the beginning with the Dragon Ball series. I think they'll still keep that tradition going. I don't think maybe they'll cut away because like they did it really, how do you say it, like it was close to like the anime in a sense where like they did every single fight in the Tenkaichi series. Like if you were Gohan and you had to run away from Frieza for 30 seconds, there was a fight in Tenkaichi for it. where it was like, hey, survive this. So I think maybe they'll cut away from some of that just for, the sake of not making it drag super long.
Yeah,
But
brevity.
I think they'll still start it from beginning to end, like Saiyan Saga right through. But obviously, I think later on, like the Dragon Ball Super stuff, isn't a lot as far as story goes. But it is a lot in regards to fights. It's fights back to back to back. So I don't know how they'll do that, but I think they'll include it.
What I could probably see is, now that we're in the Super age, is Super will get like the start, right? It'll start at the beginning of Battle of Gods. Then it'll probably end at Tournament of Power, whatever. But what they'll probably do is what they did with Dragon Ball, where once you beat the story mode, hey, guess what? You unlock the Dragon Ball story, and you unlock the Dragon Ball Z story, and you unlock the GT story. And now you get to do those as well.
Yeah.
So it's
That's how
potentially
they.
gonna be a massive game.
Oh yeah, no, like the Tenkaichi series were already pretty huge as
Yeah.
far as story and everything went. So
I
I'm
think
not surprised.
Yeah, and like when you got to the movie selection where it's like, hey, movie 1, movie 2, all the way down to movie 13, each of those are obviously like it's one fight, but it's one long fight because you're constantly hitting the camera stick or R3 in to swap and progress the story of what's going on. So for example, it's like you're fighting Broly with your characters, and then randomly, if you press the button, it'll just switch you over to Master Roshi because he has that one part in the movie where he's fighting.
Yeah. As far as size goes, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. When you compare it to like newer games now that are all like 60 gigabytes, 70 gigabytes or something for a game, I think it's gonna be right around that ballpark. Because if you look at Xenoverse, I'm pretty sure Xenoverse was like, I don't know, 10 gigs, 15 gigs or something like
Let
that.
me see. Dragon
Well, I guess the
Ball.
most recent. Wouldn't you want to go out the most recent one being Kakarot?
Yeah.
But
Kakarot's
Kakarot's a
about
different
64.
Yeah, but it's also a different style of game, though. You know what I mean? It's more focused on the open world stuff. Tenkaichi's straight fighting.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So
It's more in the vein of fighters there.
yeah, but I think they'll fit a lot in that margin, like say 60 gigs or something like that. I think they'll get a lot in there.
Plus, you also got to think about it this way, right? The game ships with a certain amount of space. So Xenoverse shipped with 10. And it's like, oh man, I didn't realize the game was that small. But it's because a lot of that shit gets added later from updates and DLC patches. So if you look at something like Kakarot's base, I think, is around 64, if not 60. So
Mhm.
even though that game has DLC on top of it, the base game itself is really big. Like, I didn't get to finish it because for some reason I stopped. I think I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3 and Devil May Cry around that time. But when I saw a lot of the stuff in Kakarot after the fact, I'm like, yo, there's some fights in here that are like original to this game. There's a part near the end of the game story mode when you're fighting Kid Buu and Goku's about to throw the spirit bomb. This is also a spoiler. Sorry for anybody that hasn't gotten to that point yet. Where pretty much it's like time froze for a split second when Kid Buu tried to throw a ki blast at Goku while he's charging the spirit bomb, and he teleports away from the spirit bomb, and you guys have a fight while the spirit bomb's charging by itself. And it's supposed to be like a reference to the opening of Tenkaichi 1, where the two of them are fighting. And I'm like, oh, that's so good. That's so
That's pretty
good.
neat.
I feel like we started this conversation like, hey, list games that you like that are your favorite.
And now I'm talking about a
Immediately-
game I didn't finish.
Well, I mean, this is a game
immediately-
both of you enjoy, so I mean, it's something you're both looking forward to. So I mean, why
That's
not?
what I'm saying. It's just immediately talking about a game that hasn't been released yet. I don't even think I made it to my second game on the. Did I?
No,
No, you're like
No.
what game I'm looking forward to straight into Ray.
Sounds about right.
we are not a Dragon Ball podcast. Just to be clear.
Honestly, I don't even remember my list. I know Soul Calibur is definitely on there.
Oh, that works.
Because obviously I've played every Soul Cal game since freaking God knows how long.
Yeah,
But,
talk about all your bad gameplay
Oh yeah,
experiences.
that's
with
right. We
Nightmare.
were gonna play 6, but you
6? I do have 6.
yeah, you have
But-
6.
But no one wanted to play me in 6. That's
I-
what happened.
I own 6. I don't know why. I think the reason we couldn't play was because
No, we
you're
played
a
it.
pirate.
You forgot what happened. I
You're a
played
pirate.
6.
I own it.
Corey, how can you
No.
say something like
What are
that?
you talking-
No, I'm just talking about he likes his booty.
No. Okay, listen. I actually own Soul Calibur 6.
Okay,
have
let's
that
go,
game.
bud. I haven't played it
No,
in a
I'm not
minute.
gonna lie. I pirated it the first time because I wasn't gonna trust. I wasn't gonna trust it if the game ran like garbage. So I pirated it the first time, but I did actually buy the game afterwards. But what happened was the reason why we didn't play it, or at least when I went to your house and we were all hanging out and whatnot, I played it once with you guys, and no one wanted to play me again, so we never did.
I don't think we ever played Soul Calibur because
We
Soul
did.
Calibur's on
I-
my computer though. There's no way
What?
we played it on my computer.
We definitely did. I
No,
remember because Ryan
there's
refused
no
to play
way.
SoCal with me again.
That is true. I remember him saying that.
We
I
did play it.
don't. No,
I don't know
no.
how, but we definitely did. And Ryan refused to play SoCal with me again, so I was like, okay,
I
I guess
think
we're not
because
playing.
it became up in conversation and never actually got played because you heard that I had it. You weren't sure how I
'Cause
had it.
I
so we never
remember
could play it.
Ryan was raging, and he was like, okay, fine, play me in Naruto then, because
Yeah,
I
yo.
literally slapped him in SoCal. He refused to play again. I don't know how that happened, but it definitely happened. I don't remember the circumstances, but it definitely happened.
That
did the same-
happens so much that we just kind of assume, yeah, that's how that happened.
But no, the SoCal Online is kind of crap. Like, honestly, it's not terrible. It's not as bad as Smash, but it's also not great.
Hey, Danelle, you should make that a topic.
I hate to be the guest and say this, but we have 2 topics to go over.
Yep.
Okay. So I had other games,
Yep.
and they
Oh, yeah, I know.
completely lost pace in my head.
Well, I'm
Okay,
sure you
before I
guys have
forget-
more than enough time.
Magica Wizard Wars, in my opinion, best MOBA ever. Not because it's actually the best MOBA ever, but because I was super great at it, and me and Darian would demolish people online. The point where we reached like top 1,000 in the game, playing for like a couple months or something. I know I reached like sub 200. I think I was like 140 something.
Yeah, you were
Or
definitely
whatever.
above me.
I think it's really unfortunate because I think by the time I actually started hanging out with you guys, the game had been disabled.
Yeah, no, it reached the end of its life because they didn't plan on keeping it. It was kind of just a side gig for their Magica 2 release.
Yeah.
And then Magica 2 release, and newsflash, it didn't actually do all that great, and then they shut down the servers for Wizard Wars. But okay, so second topic here, because we are running out of time. We only got like 15 minutes. Darian, this was yours. So,
All right, yeah, I'm probably gonna start ranting here, and by probably I mean I am. Okay, so I'm an anime fan. Danelle's an anime fan. Our dad's an anime fan. All of the stuff we've watched all throughout our lives has most likely been anime because we barely watch TV, and because of that, I know what I'm talking about when I say a lot of anime nowadays feels really goddamn samey. Okay. And besides the whole, oh man, this isn't an anime title, this is just a synopsis, which is true, which a lot of them are. But besides that, I really am just kind of getting tired of the fact that most anime now just don't have a lot of staying power. Hell, I don't even mind copying stuff all that much. It's the fact that they're
As long
copying
as it's
it
done
and they're
well.
changing nothing.
I just don't think because at the end of the day, I don't think manga are as long as they used to be, or at least there's not writers that are writing as long as they have been.
It's
We
not
don't
even
have
just that, man.
someone.
It like Corey, I feel like you'd be partially right about that, but the issue I'm having is specifically light novel adaptations, right? When it comes to manga adaptations, like you said, sometimes they'll get like their 12 episodes, sometimes they'll get 24 if they're lucky, or they'll be My Hero and they get each season adapted, and that's great. But that's shonen. That's kind of expected when it comes to stuff like that. But like a lot of these shows that are just fantasy that get adapted are just light novel adaptations, and they're mostly, if not always, isekai. The only times I've found light novel adaptations that aren't isekai, they're romance. And besides that, the thing that's just getting me is the thing that makes me remember a lot of isekai nowadays has nothing to do with how good they are. It's actually how bad they are. If they're really bad, I'll remember them.
That's hilarious because I completely agree with you. This is the reason why we always have that joke where
Yes.
we're talking about bad anime isekai, and all I hear is, "Oh man, it almost feels like I'm cheating." The freaking isekai cheat magician.
Oh
Listen,
my god.
Poster child of bad isekai, but it's so trash. It's good, I swear. If
Yes.
you watch it, you'll find it funny.
Yes,
It's just-
like
Yeah,
it's
but
so
still,
bad
there's
it goes in
still decent
reverse.
isekai that comes out. I mean, Mashoko Tensei, I would say, is a different.
Oh, okay,
is
no,
definitely a
that's
contender in
its
that.
own beast, Bishoku Tensei.
and to be fair, Corey, I'm not even talking about that. When I
No,
say
I know.
shows,
But you're saying in terms of staying power, I mean, we're already getting what, the second or third season?
yes,
technically?
it's second
Yes.
season. But it's actually funny too that you brought Mushoku Tensei because so many people called it the granddaddy when it came out. And for me, who didn't know why, I looked it up and it's like, oh, because
Oh,
being adapted way later.
oh,
But
hey,
at the
hey, hold
Yeah.
up, run that back a sec. You cut
Yeah?
for a second.
Oh, sorry. Okay, no. I was saying that as somebody who didn't know why people were calling it the granddaddy of isekai, I actually went and was trying to figure out why people were saying that. It's because a lot of the tropes that are used in isekai nowadays, like being reborn as a baby, having a shitty life beforehand, and coming to a new world to start over. Sometimes not so much the harem part, but specifically the being a better person and now people start to like you compared to before. A lot of that came from Mushoku Tensei. And you know what? That's fine. I think that's a good thing. The issue is a lot of shows started copying that thing's homework and did it bad. They did it bad, and not in an ironic, fun way like Eminence and Shadow, where I can sit here and be super happy about that show.
Okay,
I'm
explain
talking
that one to
about
me
just
because I
straight up
couldn't get
bad.
past the first episode was just.
I
No.
dropped it after like 5 episodes
Did you?
because it was funny. Don't get me wrong, but it was like cringe
Wait,
to a
is that-
detriment.
I actually don't know specifically. Is that the weird meme or thing I've seen on TikTok? There was like, I think that
I am atomic.
I am
Yes.
atomic.
I
No,
am
you
atomic.
guys are both saying it wrong.
Hey.
You have to do the ASMR part at the end after you did the super deep voice going, I am atomic.
Is that? Oh my god. I didn't really. Okay, yeah. Everything I've seen from that down to the jail scene with the sister going, wait, you want to do something to my brother? No.
Yeah, and that's episode
that was-
2.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I did watch more than I thought.
Okay, Corey.
man.
So the reason why Danelle doesn't like that show, and this isn't to sidetrack from what I was talking about, this is not an Eminence me jerking off competition right now. I'm just explaining something, people. When it comes to Eminence, Danelle can't watch it because it's too cringy. And I know people that are like that because I saw one dude who was reacting to Nux talking about it. Not even Nux. He was reacting to Giga talking about it. And he said, what the hell? I thought the show was bad. And it was just like, it's just cringy. And he's like, oh man, this actually seems kind of funny, but I can't deal with this main character. I'm like, yeah, that's Danelle right there. But like, I find so many people, especially people that either read it or read the novels, whether they read the novels or they read the manga, see the first episode and go like, why did they adapt it like this? They're showing something that's from like friggin' volume 4 super early. And for me, who already knew that was from volume 4, was like, nah, this is the perfect place to start because it's a bait and switch. Everybody sees this man who's about that life. He absolutely is, busting people's heads over with crowbars to the point they had to start wearing helmets. But at the same time, I'm like, listen, you need to be introduced to the fact that this dude's a psychopath, okay? You can't start the show with the isekai hijinks because then everyone's going to think this is just your regular run-of-the-mill show. The first episode tricks people into thinking it's edgy, and then it goes right into stupid in episode 2 when he's mincing people like garlic, and then he goes home and acts like a bitch in front of his sister. It's hilarious.
Oh my god. Yeah, not to mention he also let that girl get captured.
Yes.
Just so he could follow them and beat their asses. Like,
yep, and
I
he
didn't
do
know
it
if that was
to be cool for her. He did it to be cool for himself. He doesn't
Yeah.
give a crap about her. He forgets her name all the time in class because he's trying to stay away from named people. In his mind, when he saw her get kidnapped and you see that blank stare on his face, it's not, oh man, I'm gonna save her later and be her knight in shining armor. It's sweet. I get to beat up a dude.
Yeah.
That's what's going on in his head, and that's why I love it. He's psychotic.
It's just the thing he says. Like, I'm the type to like get like secondhand embarrassment when I see something, and he just says some things where my whole body starts to just like quiver, and I'm like, oh God, how do you say these things without, God damn it, feeling away?
Because it's cool.
Oh God.
Look, I like lame cool things because it makes it more ironic, but at the same time, too, it's like, listen, I remember when I was 4. I remember when I was 9. I remember when I was 14. And each of those stages in life, I was that kid on the playground throwing kamehamehas because I thought it looked cool. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, look at that stupid guy over there thinks he's cool doing dumb shit. It's like, no, this dude literally learned martial arts just so he could be Batman. And I'm like, who takes cosplay that far, huh? Who actually goes that far to live out their dream? Nobody. Because they act like Danelle and go, oh, but that's lame. You got to leave that shit at home in the children's playground. Nah, screw you. If I can do a spinning backflip, I'm going to do it.
Okay, Corey, sorry, you were about to say something.
Sorry.
I lost track what we were saying because he continued. I'm not gonna lie. I just switched into listening mode.
Okay, so a different anime. So get Eminence out the way.
Okay, so now to go into just bad. Devulus is a devil.
Oh my
I can't stop thinking about that line every time, and
Corey,
before anybody asks,
I am not.
No. Do you know what we're talking about?
In this case, no.
It's an anime. What's his name again?
Anos. No. This isn't Anos. It's one of those shittier versions of that, where pretty much. No, so the guy
did the same thing.
No,
Misfit at Demon Academy?
Yes, that is Anos. But the show I'm talking about is not that. The show I'm talking about is the strongest sage with the weakest crest. I'm not saying it's Japanese title.
I started watching that one.
Oh, yeah, cool. And yet you forgot that, Corey? Oh.
So did I. Shit.
Ooh.
That was literally episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
Dad called me into the damn living room when he saw that. He was dying before I saw it. That's how I knew.
You mean to tell me Devulus is a devil?
This whole time?
I heard that and I was like, bruh. Yo, you gotta be. I'm like,
wait, are you guys watching it our dub or sub? That's the.
No. You have to see it in Japanese. It's not the same experience.
That's my thing. Is I tend to watch anime on the side, so I will purposely watch dub for that reason. But if I'm watching, I'll obviously watch sub. So yeah, I didn't catch that probably.
Yeah,
or the translation maybe was a little different.
No. See, the problem is when you're watching in English and you hear English words, you don't think twice about it. When you're watching Japanese people pronounce English words, that's when it becomes ironic funny. And it's not to insult the way they say it. It's because for them, they don't know what that word means. That's why it works. When Devulus as a name, as an English speaker, I hear that and I go, that is a terrible alias. But for Japanese words, they don't know what that means. For them, devil is Akuma. So when you say Devulus, it doesn't click in their head. That's why in Japanese it's hilarious because the actual line is Devulus to Akuma, and it's like, oh yeah, of course they wouldn't know that's what that meant. But because it's being written in English, it sounds retarded.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, no, I remember literally Dad was going on about it, Darren was going on about it, and I was like, yo, wait, let me watch this. And I was like, yo, you gotta be joking. There ain't no way. I'm like, yo, people that dumb in this series? And I'm like, okay.
Oh, one second. What's the one I was watching recently?
Sorry?
There's some weird Taoist like style anime that I was watching that did that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. So it's the Omniojis reborn, and there's these monsters are too weak for. These demons are too weak for my.
The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world.
Yeah,
that one.
That one was really dumb because the whole time I'm like, oh, we have a magic system, but he doesn't know it. But all of a sudden he starts throwing out Taoist stuff, and he's like, all right, he doesn't know magic. Wait, what? And then no one just bats an eyelash. He's just throwing out stuff, and he's like, no, we don't understand how this works.
No, well, okay.
Well, more it was more sorry, more in the case of his father, because he
Yeah.
was just like, yeah, you don't know magic. I'm not teaching you. And he's doing this shit. And he's like, oh, here I can do this. And he's like, great, you don't know magic. Now your sister.
No. Okay, so okay, I can only explain this because I'm also watching that show, and I'm not explaining it to call it good. I'm explaining it to explain why that happened, similar to what I did with the whole Debulus scenario. In that world, they don't know about things like chakras or elements or alchemy, all that stuff. But he's a Taoist, so obviously he does. So for
They
them,
assume
they're
he's
like,
using
oh, how can
magic.
he not use magic? He doesn't have an affinity for magic. Spirits stay away from him. So instead, what he's doing is he's basically just doing alchemy all the time. So that's why they're like, what the hell? I've never seen a blue flame before. And his dad just bullshits and he's like, well, I've heard of some people that can use magic without having affinity for it. Just trying to cover up for what he just saw. But like the sons are kind of right. What the hell is that?
It's just kind of like everyone just doesn't, the way that people react to it, just like, wait, this he shouldn't, but he's doing it, but huh?
Yeah. Hey, remember in the tournament when like he fought an enemy that stops him from using magic? But
I
he's
haven't
not
watched all of it. I think the last thing I saw was him firing some stuff at the steel plates with the different elements.
Oh, so you're only on like episode 2 then at that point.
I trust me, I usually will watch random anime for like the first 2 episodes and see how I like it. And then that was one of the ones where I'm like, not for me.
That's fine. I don't mind it. I'm not gonna call it good. All I'm gonna say is I really like Angela's voice because I love her songs.
Oh, talking about voice actors, I found something neat of that one anime I just finished watching, which is Tomo-chan as a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The voice actor for Carol is both the English and Japanese voice actor.
Yep.
Which I found really neat.
Yeah, she is.
Well then.
I think she's like American-born Japanese, so she actually knows Japanese.
Look at this.
It's only Carol, by the way. So anyways, I'm actually kind of glad you also brought up Tomo-chan. Sorry, people, that might end up being my catchphrase. And pretty much the fact that, hey, listen, I like romance anime. I also like tomboys. I also like rom-coms sometimes. And Tomo-chan as a girl is one of my favorites because, simply speaking, the misunderstanding is neither of the characters' faults. It's literally just, hey, listen, one of your friends is kind of messing with you guys, and it's fun from there.
If that's how you put it, yeah, sure. But I would say that character was not intentionally doing it.
I mean, how far are you?
I've finished it.
Yeah, I mean, she said she did it on purpose. It's
well,
just the
she
only
thought again. It's in the case where she thought she was helping.
Did she?
She was making.
She just said that she didn't want to lose either of them. Well, more to the point, she didn't want to lose Tomo, but.
Well, no, the entire time was just what I understood. At least, again, I'm listening to I'm watching English dub, but as far as I understood, it was like she. Sorry, let me grab my my thoughts here for a second. Okay, so in line, it was like, yeah, basically, it was just like, she was trying to help her become a girl when it was like at the whole time, it was like, yeah, I guess Tomo was not. She was trying to get her to be a girl, not herself, and that was the entire issue. Was she was just kind of pointing her in this direction every time.
Yeah.
She thought she was helping, and then she was like, "Oh wait, I fucked up."
Yeah.
Tomo-chan is perfect, exactly how she is. Damn
exactly
how she is.
I want to lick those abs.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Yo, that is not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I meant Tom girls are still girls, damn it. That's what I meant.
Man,
exactly.
You just ain't about that life. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not about that life. No. The hell. Like, oh god.
Listen, I love multiple things about the female form. That doesn't change the fact that a good pair of abs is a good pair of abs.
Yeah, okay. You saying that about the bestie there too?
Which one?
The main boy. I don't remember his name.
Oh, June?
Is that it? Yes.
Yeah, June's one of us. He's a nerd.
I'm saying if he had abs, would you be saying the same thing?
Of course he has abs, and also no.
Then what's the difference? You said a good pair of abs is a good pair of abs.
No. See, a good pair of abs is worthy of notice, meaning I could be like, damn, those are some good abs. But it's only when they're on a tomboy do I want to lick them.
Listen here, you freak. Take that somewhere else. All right. We should wrap this up because I know Corey said he's got to go. I also have to go make dinner pretty soon. So
Yeah, these people are, they live on their own with
Adults.
their girlfriends, and they have to make food for them. How disgusting! You make us weebs feel bad.
God forbid I have to eat. I know, right? It's terrible.
Should be like,
you
"Dad,
literally
it's
just put me in the
fast."
anime moment where you said something like, "Yes, my girlfriend." Broken right now.
I gotta go get some sustenance. But all right. Next episode, hopefully we'll try to figure out a name for this podcast so that this will continue to work out the way it is.
Yep, and I'm gonna go back to Senran Kagura where my wife is.
Is that a decent show? I keep on hearing that bring up.
Which
brought
one?
Up. Senran Kagura?
Oh, Corey, don't watch it.
We'll send this off with a resounding "don't bother."
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun, but you're asking good show, and I know you're not going to actually care about this show.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. But
Wait,
with that,
I
we'll
might
end
be-
it. All right, everyone have a good night. See you guys next time.
Night all.
Base.